Hello my gorgeous babes out there and welcome. In today's video, I am going to play with the new Adept Cosmetics Heather Austin palette. This is a collab with, of course, Heather Austin. And I am just so happy it got to me so quick. I ordered this on the 25th. It got to me on the 28th. That is so shocking. So they were on it with the shipping. So I thought I would create some swatches, create a couple looks, and let you know all the info and my thoughts on this palette. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun and colorful makeup content. So if those are things you like to watch, please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Loves, welcome. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm just very excited to play with this palette. I love Adept Cosmetics. They make such beautiful metallics, and I've talked about them many times on my channel, how much I love them, and they are just such a cool indie brand. I also really love Heather Austin. She has an amazing YouTube channel. She seems just so sweet, like someone you wish was your friend, and she just seems like the nicest person. She also creates really beautiful, colorful eye looks, and she just has an eye for like colors and combinations. So I really do enjoy watching her channel. Love this palette. But let me show you guys the palette up close. So this is how it looks. It has new packaging. It says it is made of 82% upcycle plastic. So it's supposed to like reduce waste and accumulation in the landfill. So this is eco-friendly packaging, which is amazing. Then there's a mirror. It says Heather Austin and Adept Cosmetics on the mirror. And then this is the color story. It is so beautiful. There's a little bit of grunge, some berries, some neutral shades in here. Now this is a shimmer heavy palette because that is her preference, but there are 4 mattes in here. There's 3 multi-chromes, 1 multi-chrome topper, and 4 shimmers. It says it's glitter free, talc free, and mineral oil free. This palette is also vegan. So I think this is just gorgeous. Like I love this. The shimmers look beautiful. I can kind of see like the shifts on the multi-chromes. Now I haven't swatched this at all. I wanted to kind of go in blind into this palette, but I'm very excited to see what looks I can come up with this. I will also make sure to link Heather Austin's launch video and all her looks that she's done with this palette, so you can get all the detailed information, because she goes over each shade, she goes over the names, and she just can give you way more information than I can. So definitely check her videos out if you haven't. She is so amazing. So I'm going to do a couple looks. I will do a third look on my Instagram because I didn't have enough time to do 3 looks in this video, because I wanted to get this video up to you guys really quickly. But definitely follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of beauty content on there as well. So I think I'm going to zoom you guys in now so we can create these looks. So let's crack into this. I'm going to try to use as many shades as possible in both of these looks, but I want to start off, I think on this end, like do a look with these. I'm very intrigued to play with these. I have not swatched any of them, so I am going in totally blind into this palette. But I think I'm going to start off with a shade called Atlas. It's like a warm toned brown is how I would describe it. And I'm just going to use that as like my initial transition shade. And then I'll go in with the darker matte after that. But I do feel like they've improved on their matte formula. When I tried their other recent palette, the Amunet New palette, I thought the mattes were like way better, because when I first tried them, I think it was like the Nihydran palette that they came out with mattes. They were on the sheer side, like you really had to build them up. But I do feel like now these are like way more pigmented, very blendable, and you can see right here, just blending right on very nicely. So I'm just focusing that all through the crease. So then I'm going to go into this shade called PAO2. It looks like kind of like a plummy, deep purpley shade. I'm going to use that on the outer corner to just deepen everything up, and I will probably bring it into the crease. But you guys know I like smoky looks. Yeah, it's very, very like deep, kind of plum, just like a darkened matte shade. It looks beautiful. Those 2 mattes blended in really nicely together, and the deep matte was able to lay very well over that shade. So that is definitely a good sign. They mesh very well together. So I think I'm just going to do the same thing on the lower lash line. I do not have like enough time to think of more like intricate looks, because I want to get this video up quickly. But I'm just going in with Atlas, and then I'm going to use the PaO2 shade on the outer corner. The lower lash line is done, and I really love that she included more like nudie mattes in here, especially for those who are like getting comfortable with color. So you have like nude mattes to work with, and then you can try like some of the colorful shades in the lid, or you even have some like neutral shimmers to choose from. So I'm really liking the options she's included. So I do want to lay down some glitter primer. I'm going to go in with the Give Me Glow glitter primer since it's right here. But of course the NYX one is also really good as well. I have both of them. So I'm just going to get this like flat brush, and I'm going to just spread it all over the lid just real quick, just so we can get a nice tacky base for these beautiful metallics to stick to. So I'm thinking like a purpley orangey look, kind of like sunset vibes. So I want to start off with the shade called Scrubs. Ooh, this is like a purple to blue dual chrome. That has such an intense shift. I don't know, can you guys see that? Look, it's like bluish, and then you can see it turns purpley. Ooh, that's beautiful. So that shade is called Scrubs, and it looks so creamy. And I'm gonna use that on like the outer edge. Wow, that blue shift is so intense. I was thinking this was like mainly like purple, but like on the lids, it's coming off as blue. So I feel like when you turn, you can really just see that shift. That's why I love dual chromes. They're just so cool, and they kind of just flow with whatever like matte you use. Now I'm going to go into this Video Chat shade, which just looks like this might have a shift. It's also very creamy, but it's picking up on the brush so well. I just wanted to see how that combo would work. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. It's kind of like fiery and orange. Oh, these are such beautiful shades in here, like these multi-chromes. I think this does have like maybe like an orange to pink shift. Can't really tell right now, but. So now I want to go into this shade right here called Passport. I want to use that in the inner corner. I'm going to take this pencil brush. I did wet it because this seems like a little bit more of like a flaky metallic than the other two that I use. Let's see if it'll come up on the eyes. Is it showing up? Oh yeah, it's showing up. And this, I'm pretty sure, has a shift to it. It looks so beautiful. Oh my god, look at that on the eyes. It's like really poppy. So I'm just going to use that all through my inner corner. Alright, so we'll look at that inner corner. It is so shiny and popping. I did have a little bit of shimmer fallout, but I probably should have used the glitter glue in the inner corner too. But it's okay, I don't mind a little bit of that. But just so you know, it's more of those like kind of like flaky shadows that have a little bit of fallout. So now I want to do the rest of my eye look. I'm going to do it off camera, and then I will be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, here is the completed look. I'll show you guys the eyes up close. It's a little bit more like a muted, colorful look. It's leaning a little bit neutral, you know, with the nudes and like the crease. But I love it. It has a little bit of orange in there, a little bit of purple. And then I did choose to go in with a orange liner in the waterline. This is from Lethal and Amplitude. It's a orangey shade, just to go with the orange on the lid. I did also go in with some falsies. These are the chocolate candy bar lashes from Glamlight, and I used the Kiss glue liner to stick them on. And then I did tightline a little bit with the Nabla pencil that I always use to tightline with. And for my lippy, I decided to go in with like a darker orange shade. This is from Oud Inside. This is the Elva Matte Lip Stain and Ripe Papaya. I was feeling like the orangey sunset vibes. So that is everything for this look. I really do love how everything turned out, like the color combination and everything. I think we should now get into look number 2. So now I'm going to work on this end of the palette. I think I'm going to start off with Magnolia, this nice, beautiful, deep green. I'm going to start off with the darkest shade this time, and I'm going to run that through the crease and just pack that all in there. I'm just going to start with the stamping motion so nothing gets patchy, because sometimes that can happen with dark, colorful mattes like this, but the pigmentation is amazing so far on this one as well. Oh, I just love these kind of shades, and I'm very happy so far with everything I've been using. But I'm just going to put this everywhere in the crease, and then I will go in with the other shadow to blend out the edges. I cleaned off the brush, and now I'm going to go into Mythology, and it's just like a grungy yellowy green shade. I'm going to use that to blend the edges of this deeper green. I think these kind of shades are just so perfect to go with deep green shades. They just go so well together, and it brings a little bit of warmth. It brings a little bit of grunge into the look. So I'm just so happy she included one of these mattes in this palette. So now I'm just going to take both of those mattes on the lower lash line and just pretty much mimic what we did in the crease, because these are like the only mattes, and I don't think I'm going to do any shimmers on the bottom. So I'm just going to run the green shade Magnolia and then blend it out with the Mythology shade. Alright, so I finished the lower lash line. I did also put some glitter glue on my lids. I used the Give Me Glow one because it's now time to go into the shimmers. And I kind of want to use this like taupey shade in like this part, and then maybe use this greeny shift one like in the inner portion. I'm just curious. I hope they go together, and if they don't, it's okay. We're just having fun with makeup. It's not that serious. So I'm going to go into So Excited. And this one is one of those more like flaky shades that are just like super like metallic and vibrant. Oh yes, I love taupes. I think they go so well with like green mattes. I mean, they go well with anything. Purple, blue, I mean all of it. So I'm so happy that there's also a beautiful taupe shimmer in here. Oh yes, and it's so sparkly. A very beautiful shade. And I'm just going to, you know, focus it closest to the deep green on the outer corner. And then I'll take the other shade in the inner portion. Now I'm going to go into the Smith shade. I knew I had to use this in the look. I could not ignore it. It looks like it is one of those like creamy multi-chromes. And I'm just going to pop that here. Ooh, okay. So it's like gold to like a greeny shift, like an antique gold. And I'm just going to mesh it into that taupey shade. So that looks beautiful. I actually think these two shades mesh very well together. It kind of gives it like a little bit of like taupey grunge, like that kind of vibe, and I'm feeling it. So now I want to go into this Austin shade right here. This also looks like it has like a greeny shift to it. And I did put a little bit of glitter primer also in the inner corner, because this seems like a shade that just really could benefit from like a tacky base. And let's just stamp that on. Ooh, yeah, this has kind of like an orangey shift from what I can see right here. Oh, this is beautiful. I think it also has like green in it too. And I'm just gonna focus that right there in the inner portion for a little bit of a pop. All right, there we go. Oh, another stunning little pop of brightness in the inner corner. That shade is so multi-dimensional. Like there's just so many shifts to this. This is beautiful. So I think this is everything I'm going to do for this look. I'm going to finish it up, and then I will come back and show you guys the completed look, and then we can finally wrap up this video. All right, I'm back, and here is the completed look. Eyes are all done, and I went full grunge with this one, full on like monochromatic with the lip, but I've been wanting to wear this lippy for so long, and I feel like I finally made a look where it matches, at least in my opinion. I think most people would think this is a little too extreme for them, but this is the Unearthly Cosmetics Satin Lipstick in Mandy. It's like a yellow tone, grungy, muted olive shade, and I feel like the tones just like really link up in the eye look with the lippy. But what else I did off camera was I went in with the Glam Light Chocolate Candy Bar lashes. I used the lash glue liner, and then I went in with the LA Girl Shockwave liner in Screamin', and I just wanted to use something yellow there to match with the eye look. And that is everything that I did off camera. I'm just happy with how everything performed, and the two looks are like totally different, and I love a palette that can just be so like versatile like that. But I think I'm ready to give you guys like my final first impressions with this palette and wrap up this video. Alright my loves, I am so happy that I got a chance to play with this and own this beautiful palette right here. I think Adept Cosmetics and Heather Austin did an amazing job with this palette, and the shades in here are just really beautiful. I love the packaging, I love how slim it is, and I love the color story. Ultimately, that's like the best part, and the metallics are beautiful. They have various like formulas in here. So the mattes are like very, you know, pigmented, they're blendable. I think their matte formula has definitely improved. So if you've only tried the mattes in like the Nihydrin palette and the Codain palette, I think you'll like these ones even better if you were like struggling with those mattes, because they were a little bit more sheer, but these ones are a lot more pigmented and very blendable. And then the metallics are just so beautiful. They have these really creamy multi-chrome, so they're that really foiled, creamy, like butter kind of foiled multi-chrome shade. And then they have ones that are a little bit more flaky, a little bit more sparkly, and really like intense. So you do have different like metallic formulas to play with. And then there is a topper in this palette as well. But everything in here did an amazing job, and I'm very happy with how both of the looks turned out. I don't think there's any duds in here from the ones that I used. Now, of course, I'll have to play with this more, create a couple looks, and I will always, you know, come back and give you guys my final thoughts in like a future ranking video of palettes that I've used. I think the only shades that I have not been able to touch yet are these three metallics. I think those are the only ones, but I was able to use every one, but I was able to use all the other shades in these two looks. So I think I have a good idea about how I feel, and I think this is pretty consistent to all the other Adept palettes in terms of the metallics, and I think the like mattes are pretty consistent. That was also in the Amunet Nude palette, but overall, I'm very happy, but I'm not surprised. I knew going into this that I was probably going to really love this palette because I love like the color story, and I'm already like familiar with Adept Cosmetics formula. So this was just a chance to play with more of their shadows and have another beautiful palette from them. But that was my thoughts on this palette. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Did you pick this up? Do you like the looks? Like, what are your overall thoughts? I would love to hear from all y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy these kind of videos, you like videos about palettes, because I do a lot of that on my channel, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will link the palette where you can find it. I will also link the other makeup that I'm wearing and all the makeup that I mentioned in today's video. I will also have other videos of mine you might be interested in watching, as well as my contact and social media platforms. Like I said, I am on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_beauty. So if you want to check me out over there, I do lifestyle stuff and like more like family and travel stuff on my Breezy Lifestyle page, and then I do more like makeup and everything on my Breezy_beauty. So if you want to see those other aspects of my life, I would really love for you to join my Instagram fam. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for hanging out with me, supporting my channel. I really appreciate all of y'all. But I hope you guys are all doing well wherever you are in the world, and I'm just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.